Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Thanks for hanging out with me on this Tuesday. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're if you're driving to work, hope you're having one of them easy rides. Not too much traffic. Maybe something to look at, but no horrific car accidents you got to drive by. And hope if you're hanging out at home, I hope you're having one of them good breakfasts with that scrambled egg, maybe a dollop of milk in your coffee, kind of plus it a little bit, and let me know what you guys been thinking about, because I've been thinking about honesty on the internet. Interesting topic. Keep circling this, and it's just us, it's humans being humans, trying to figure out friend or foe, but we're trying to do it over ones and zeros. And wow, those are rhymes I'm putting in my next hip hop album. So so honesty, I think one of the tried and true ways of being honest online is trolling. And I really do believe this because, a joke is a lie that gets at the truth, that's pointing at the truth. You're trying to convey something honestly by being dishonest. And I think it's just a amazing art form, that kind of two-layered approach where you throw out something absurd, like, Hitler's dick or something, and it gets at the insanity of trying to make friendships and express yourself over over a bunch of computer chips, when we could walk outside and talk to our neighbors. I think that's what most of what we're trying to do actually looks like. But nevertheless, life finds a way, and we do find ways of expressing ourselves honestly and connecting with people and sussing out someone's character and integrity, someone's, how believable is their kind of mediated expression over the interwebs. And, when it comes to business, that's the most surefire way to lead to a transaction. So, a second factor, so we got trolling, right? That's a way of being honest through lying. Kind of interrupting the transmission with static in order to wake you up to turning off the boob tube. I think that's a very valid. You could write a dissertation on trolling, but I think that's kind of the wiki on it. And the second approach is the social justice movement really catches fire, and there's precursors, of course. These things, a culture doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's got 1,000 antecedents, right? As soon as Twitter started becoming a really hot deal, you got the Arab Spring. Remember that? That's kind of I think you could validly call that a social justice movement, because I'm using a bigger definition than what it's been memed into today. But I think another way of expressing yourself online, basically, and if you think of it from that social justice for society, on a social level, if you think of that sort of broadly, decouple it from the color of someone's dyed hair, how much metal they got in their face or something. That's the meme version. But the reality that's broader than that is people trying to get to a shorthand for the system of finding out someone's integrity and honesty through, hashtags, stuff in their bio, intentionally, self-consciously adopting kind of neologisms. That's a neologism for you. If neologism is a new logism word, so there's your neologism for the day. Neologism. And people will find ways of, if you want to let someone know, in 140 characters, if you're on that platform, that you are the real deal, then you want to keep your ear every day to that rail, and you want to be hearing the tremors before most people, so that when people do pick up on it, they're going to realize, oh, he'd been saying it for six months, and that's and he'd been saying it in the way that I now hear on the television, on public radio. So I think that's a very valid way of expressing yourself and trying to communicate integrity or communicate a sense of, the presenting your character in a way that's going to be well mediated online. It's just kind of boil it down to something that can be easily transmissible, right? So that's kind of what a lot of things, and I said Arab Spring, I think they were just they were figuring out ways of coordinating so that they could do particular protests in particular squares and stuff like this. That's another way where you're kind of, it's almost like trolling, where you're interrupting the state. You're not using it to post pictures of your fettuccine with your caprese and with your chihuahua. You're using it to talk about where you're going to be voting and who's dying trying to vote or something like this, right? That's my understanding of what they were doing. So that you could say that's like 2B. That's like number 2. That's subscript B, and that's what a lot of folks were up to. Maybe that's a 3. That's honestly its own thing. That's not really using a hashtag, I don't think. There's overlap, obviously. And in the third way, and I don't know if I got enough time to be speaking on this, so I'll probably be thinking about this, and maybe there's another follow-up video on this, but something a lot of people have been doing is, I guess it's called unguarded moments, and been seeing chatter about this, and that's just kind of a way, if someone says something real rough, and they stick to it and don't apologize for saying something rough, that's a moment where you get to see the real them, and that's a sort of honesty that people appreciate. Honesty being a big it's a high dollar item. It's a big value. It's particularly when you're trying to break through the overly guarded kind of overly mediated sort of internet system, that culture where people are trying to keep things squeaky clean to make sure they don't offend anyone or get themselves in trouble. Really, that's people are worried about offending people really just because they're worried about getting in trouble. Of course, people offend each other all the time, but if it's not the sort of people that would get you in trouble, it don't matter. So that's a big thing. Pardon me, I have to open my window for a moment and swipe my badge. And so that's 4, right? Or is it 3 and a subscript? But the fifth approach is that you're not chasing clout to get at your apologies if I hit the microphone there. if you're chasing clout and trying to figure out what sort of positions do I need to have, what sort of what does my integrity have to look like in order for me to be appreciated online, if you're not doing it that way and you're getting that info and that feedback on your character elsewhere, and then and then you log on and then you express yourself, that the idea, and this was the original intent of the internet, right? This was the Zuckerberg fantasy, as terrible. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he was chugging down black pills in the back closet, but the stated approach was that you would just you'd be yourself online because you first had grounded yourself offline, and so that when you express yourself, it would be honest. Maybe you'd have some unguarded moments or something like this, but that honesty wasn't the key factor. It's that you were honestly expressing some kind of integrity or some sort of value that some people would want to appreciate, and maybe invest in, or maybe learn from, or point to, celebrate, that sort of thing. And that's really what I've kind of landed on is when a lot of people feel like the world's pretty dishonest and we're using very dishonest media to express ourselves, talking about social media in particular, that people crave honesty, but honesty is a means to an end. It's a medium. It's not a value in itself, I don't think. Not on that level. I think you can honestly express, when Hitler was talking about his dick, was he being honest? I think so. But, there's a lot of things you could be talking about on this Tuesday morning. And it's just something to think about. You going to overly guard yourself and you're still going to be talking about stuff like that, or are you going, offline, or maybe there's something, I don't know, something to be thinking about. So, I haven't fully formed this, and I kind of wanted to toss this out there in case anyone wanted to clap back with something interesting, or trollish. I appreciate that too. So, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and let me know your thoughts. Talk to y'all later. Bye.